Right now at 10, UW-La Crosse's college Republicans chalk anti-Semitic messages on campus. Their chairwoman resigning out of disgust. And a six-figure La Crosse County program hopes to use vouchers to house unsheltered families before winter arrives. Plus, a fall season staple that's fulfilling each day for one family of farmers.
You're watching WKBT La Crosse. This is News 8 Now at 10.
Good evening and thanks for joining us for News 8 Now at 10. I'm Ken Kozarowski. Amy is on assignment. The chair of UW-La Crosse's college Republicans is resigning over anti-Semitic shockings on campus. A tweet from the college Democrats earlier today shows 4 statements chalked on sidewalks. One of which says Kanye was right, DEFCON 3. The statement refers to a tweet that got rapper Kanye West's Twitter locked. His tweet said he was going to go, quote, DEFCON 3 on Jewish people, unquote. Other chalkings refer to vaccines, gender and sexuality, and gun violence in Chicago. Because of the chalkings, Megan Pauley says she's resigning immediately as the chair of the college Republicans. In her statement posted to social media, she says she's disgusted and appalled to see the actions some of the members took and then posted to social media. She says anti-Semitism and hate speech have no place in the college Republicans. News 8 Now spoke to Anthony Chergosky tonight. He is the academic advisor for both the college Republicans and Democrats. Chergosky says the college Republicans posted pictures of the chalkings on the group's Instagram page. That post has now been taken down. Another post is now up on the Instagram page condemning anti-Semitism. News 8 Now reached out to the now former chair, but has not yet gotten a response. As for Chergosky, his reaction on Twitter reads that Pauley is correct to take the stand against the post. He also says the social media post and anti-Semitic chalkings are unacceptable. Chergosky's position as their faculty advisor right now is contingent on whether the remaining members of the college Republicans apologize for the statements. Nearly every interstate in the United States is used to transport illegal drugs throughout the country each day. Our region sees 2 of those interstates cross at I-94 and 90. News 8 Now's Emily Haugen explains how the State Patrol plays a role in taking down drug trafficking.
From state to state.
The drug market has gone through the roof since COVID hit. So our interstates are a huge corridor for drug trafficking.
Across interstates 90 and 94, the drug trade is active.
They're traveling 24/7. Whether to or from, and we're trying to keep up with that as well.
And officers have to be smarter.
The troopers and inspectors are well trained. We send them to ongoing training throughout their career, looking for those indicators of criminal activity.
That's the work of State Trooper Cody Diggory and his canine, Coda.
It's really cool to see them work, just to get them out and run them around a vehicle, or like I said, whatever it may be.
Coda is a trained narcotics dog. Diggory works with Coda to identify suspicious activity and track down illegal drugs. But the work doesn't end at the traffic stop.
But it's really a partnership between all law enforcement agencies. No one agency can go it alone. We all have our roles to play.
Diggory works with officers across the state and the country and the area MEG unit.
We work with a lot of these other agencies and our federal partners as well to, get these larger seizures and quantities of drugs off the roads.
Not every stop is a drug bust.
You just kind of learn to pick up on behaviors that people might be involved in something they shouldn't be. I'll get you out of here one sec then.
Diggory says the interception work is rewarding.
I don't want to see, our future community and kids being brought into this bad stuff, and hopefully we can make a difference that, they have a good, fulfilling life, not have to worry about all these issues.
But he knows there's still work to do. In Onalaska, Emily Haugen, News 8 Now.
Diggory says that the patrol is primarily focused on harder drugs like meth and fentanyl. Those have been on the rise in recent years. Now, Coda is the only state patrol dog in this area, but Diggory says there are 7 narcotics dog teams throughout the state. Well, a discrepancy with State Representative Jill Billings' tax returns is now officially cleared up. The La Crosse Assemblywoman today sent News 8 Now an official receipt from the Department of Revenue. That receipt says the department received Billings' payment of over $10,000 in income taxes, interest, and penalties. It also confirms Billings sent the check October 6th and the Department of Revenue processed it on Monday. News 8 Now first reported earlier this week that online court records showed the department issued a tax warrant against Billings in June. Billings staff had emailed us last Friday saying a mistake in her tax returns had caused the problem. All right, time now to switch it up and talk some weather, so let's send it over to meteorologist Eric Dean.
All right, good evening, everybody. Hey, a gorgeous day today. For the most part, we had temperatures in the 50s and 60s. Some places had a little bit of rain. Notice how I'm wearing the heavy jacket. There's a reason why you're going to need to break this out as we go into next week with highs, or lows, I should say, in the low to mid 20s. That's Monday night going into Tuesday. Made it 68 today in La Crosse. We hit that at about 3:45 this morning. Temperatures were falling throughout the day. Viroqua made it to 64, Boscobel made it to 67, Prairie du Chien made it to 67, Decorah made it to 64. And outside right now, hey, we're seeing temperatures in the 30s and 40s. 40s from top to bottom, from Eau Claire down to Prairie du Chien, 39 in Preston, 43 in Volk Field, 45 over towards the Dells. Madison's checking in with 50, 48 is the current temperature in Green Bay. And hey, we are substantially cooler as compared to 24 hours ago. Some places between 13 to 24 degrees cooler. So we take a look outside right now. We're seeing a temperature of 47. It feels like 41 out there. Winds are out of the west. They're picking up a little bit at around 15 miles per hour. Now, Ken, coming up in the first alert forecast, we're going to talk about when you're going to need the heavy jacket. So you definitely want to stay tuned for that.
All right. Thanks very much, Eric.
You bet.
Well, the plan to shelter unhoused people in La Crosse County is coming together. The La Crosse County Board Executive Committee met this morning to pass a resolution that addresses how to find shelter for the unhoused families in our area. Committee members agreed to use funding from a resolution first passed in 2018 called Homeless Prevention Services Funding. $500,000 were originally allocated for that plan, but they have not been completely used. About $169,000 remain from that and will be used to place families in motels and give them motel vouchers through the Community Emergency Sheltering Plan for families. Organizations like Coulee Cap and the YMCA will also assist families with services.
It is a very collaborative effort, I will say. And there are other resources being brought into this process besides the county funding.
The funding will also help families who benefit or once benefited from the Wisconsin Emergency Rental Assistance Program in a number of ways, including using county funds if families have used their WERA funds for vouchers. The race for Wisconsin's governor is tightening while the race for U.S. Senate is widening. A new Marquette Law School poll shows Governor Evers is up over challenger Tim Michels by 1 point, which is within the margin of error. As for the Senate race, Republican incumbent Ron Johnson is up over Mandela Barnes 52 to 46, which is more than a 4-point margin of error. Barnes had a big lead over Johnson over the summer, but that lead is now gone. Johnson's lead has been consistent lately. It's a shift in momentum, but not an immovable one, according to UW-La Crosse's Anthony Chergosky.
While Ron Johnson clearly has the momentum, it's not enough momentum to effectively conclude the race right now. Ron Johnson has the edge, but it's not enough of an edge to guarantee him a win on Election Day.
He says Barnes can turn this around, but there's not a lot of time left before the midterms. Chergosky also pointed to the attack ads in the race as having a significant effect. Barnes's favorability numbers have dropped off, meaning the attacks could be working. This is the second to last Marquette poll this year. There's one more coming the first week of November. Highway 35 near Dairyland's Genoa site will be closed down tomorrow. Crews are expected to close the road between 10 and 2. Parts of the Mississippi River near the site will also be closed to traffic. This is because of demolition of the Genoa Station number 3, an old coal-fired power plant. The exact time of the closure will depend on weather and other possible scheduling conflicts. When the road does close, it's only expected to last about 15 minutes. About 40 Wisconsinites have returned home after going down to join the Hurricane Ian cleanup efforts in Florida. Red Cross volunteers and some utility crews made their way down to help the thousands upon thousands of people displaced by the Category 4 storm. The Southwest Wisconsin Red Cross chapter director says the area truly needed all hands on deck.
A lot of disasters from Katrina to Harvey. I would say that this is probably one of our top 5 disasters that the Red Cross has responded to. All the residents are trying to get back in, pick up their lives, and find out what's left of their homes.
Now, the Red Cross is still accepting donations for this relief effort. We will post the link on news8000.com. Still to come tonight at 10, Onalaska students unite tonight in the name of spirituality and faith, and a business that's built a legacy bringing families together for a holiday season gourd.
Looking at mattresses?
I'm just looking.
Jump on it, roll on it.
No.
Just pretend I'm not here. You have any questions?
Buying a mattress can be uncomfortable.
She seemed nice.
That's why Slumberland has modernized the process. Slumberland. Mattress shopping reinvented.
Make this year the Halloween of your screams. Get scary savings with 11% off all Halloween. Now at Menards.
Meet Brad Path. He never had a job outside of politics. Seriously, he hung around long enough to climb that political ladder. He'll never fix Washington. He won't even try. Me, I spent 26 years fighting for our country. I served as a Navy SEAL, and I know how to get things done. I'm Derek Van Orden, and I approve this message. Let's try something different. Let's change the people we're sending to D.C.
Right now at Slumberland Furniture, you'll get 30% off all living room furniture. Yup, sofas, sectionals, tables, recliners, and more. All 30% off. Plus 30% off select mattresses and 20% off everything else. On now at Slumberland Furniture.
We've had some beautiful fall days this past week, and one of the biggest fall time activities is, of course, pumpkin picking. News 8 Now's Dua Israr introduces us to a family farm that's been growing pumpkins for 2 decades.
At Ferguson's Orchard, it takes nearly 4 months to grow 40,000 pumpkins just in time for fall.
In this field of pumpkins, growing the orange fall staple.
Morning, guys. Welcome.
Is a family business.
It started out with my parents, Tom and Deb, and now my brother Joe and I run it.
Ferguson's Orchard co-owner Andy Ferguson has been working on the farm ever since he was a teenager.
We're just one big happy family farm.
The Orchard has been extending the Family Farm Fund to adults and children in the Coulee region for 20 years.
One of our favorite times of the year is in the fall when we welcome other families out to our farm and get to see them all have fun together too.
Farm animals, sweet treats, and of course,
Cinderella type pumpkins, and we have some green and gold Packer pumpkins, we call them.
Pumpkins.
There's something for everyone because everyone has a little bit different taste.
Earlier this year, a cold spring and drought led to fears of a pumpkin shortage.
It is kind of a time-sensitive crop.
But luckily, nature has a way of working itself out.
What ended up happening was they were just a little later than usual.
For Andy Ferguson, being a farmer is about educating a community.
It's important to be able to open our doors to the community every fall so that they can see where their food comes from and meet their farmer,
while making sure every family gets to experience the same fun he had.
Really just all sorts of things that would let you come out and spend hours together with your family.
Growing up surrounded,
they're ready to pick,
by the classic fall vegetable.
And if you plan on stopping by at the orchard, be sure to check out the 900-pound pumpkin that took nearly 1 year to grow and began in a neighbor's home. Reporting at Ferguson's Orchard, Dua Israr, News 8 Now.
Now, Ferguson's Orchard, which is located in Galesville, says while the pumpkin season is short, it makes up 25% of their produce revenue. Coming up tonight, an overseas policy that's turning some heads. New Zealand is trying to reduce greenhouse gas emissions with a method you're unlikely to expect.
And in the world of weather, when you wake up in the morning, temperatures in the 30s will greet you. Now, this map on the low end, some places may be the high end by next week. We'll talk about that on the other side of the break. Stay with us.
Tim Michaels' company has been sued numerous times for sexual assault and harassment. Women said they were groped and pressured to have sex with their bosses. Those who spoke out were fired. Is that the kind of divisive radical you want as governor?
No one goes all in on made-from-scratch freshness like Papa Murphy's. Because when you go all in, people notice. Go all in with the Triple Pet Pizza for just $11.99. Papa Murphy's. Change the way you pizza.
Sinking driveway, settling patio, collapsing stoop, uneven pool deck. It's a fact. Concrete problems don't get better with time, but they do get better when you call American Water Works.
When all is said and done, here's 3 things to remember. 1. Only Tim Michaels would ban abortion in cases of rape or incest and jail doctors who perform them. 2. Only Michaels Family Foundation funded an extremist group that uses cell phone data to track women near abortion clinics. 3. Only Michaels ran a company where women say they were pressured to have sex with their bosses. The only one with a radical agenda like that is Tim Michaels. And the only one who can stop it is you.
Start earning more for your money. At Riverbank, we make it easy with our rewards checking. With a $50 minimum deposit, you can start earning a super rate of interest on your checking deposits. If you like the convenience of a debit card and direct deposit, Riverbank's rewards checking is for you. There's no minimum balance or monthly service fees. Stop into one of our many locations across the Cooley region or visit us online to learn more. Riverbank, local banking made simple and rewarding. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Wisconsin is a home of workers. We know what needs to get done, and we do it. Yet, we've been hit hard, some harder than others. Our contact may be limited, but we still can lift each other up. The Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund and your local energy providers are working together to help keep your heat and power on. You may not ask for it, but we want you to know we're here.
Did you know Tim Michaels wants to criminalize abortion, even for pregnant rape victims?
But are you willing to support exceptions for rape or incest?
That's correct.
Is that the kind of divisive radical you want as your governor?
Visit during the Ford Store's Fall Home Show Open House this week only for special discounts, vendors on site, and refreshments too. Register for prizes and enjoy some treats. We'd love to meet you. You're watching News 8 Now. Expect more.
The latest plan to fight climate change takes aim at livestock. In New Zealand, the government is looking to tax burps from cows and other animals. Those burps emit greenhouse gases. CBS's Tina Kraus explains.
Cows do it a lot, with no apology, belching up a greenhouse gas called methane, which scientists say can be 80 times more damaging to the environment than carbon dioxide.
Jacinda, nice to meet you.
New Zealand's Prime Minister wants to slap a tax on the harmful habit, forcing farmers to start paying for emissions from their livestock.
Importantly, all money raised from charges on emissions will be recycled back into the system to fund further research, tools and technology.
Jacinda Ardern says farmers can recover the cost by charging more for climate-friendly products. But critics argue the world-first proposal ignores measures many farms are already using to counter greenhouse gases.
This initiative actually sends the wrong signals to the wrong sector and isn't sufficient to address the climate emergency that we're in.
The plan includes incentives for farmers who reduce emissions through feed additives. These calves are drinking a milk formula blended with kombucha, a probiotic experts say reduces burping.
We were able to show that we got a reduction in methane of up to 20% in those animals.
Farmer David Ackland hopes the government will throw out the tax plan.
We'd really like them to think again.
But with about half of New Zealand's greenhouse gas emissions coming from livestock, climate ministers are anxious to push the proposal through. Tina Kraus, CBS News.
Certainly an interesting development. There are just 5 million people in New Zealand, but roughly 10 million beef and dairy cattle and 26 million sheep. So while that's rattling around in your brain, let's send it over to meteorologist Eric Dean for a look at your forecast. Good evening, Eric.
Hi, good evening, Ken. Good evening, everybody. Hey, I tell you what, see this number right here, that 47? Some places next week will see that on the high end, and that's where we are right now is at 47. Feels like 41 out there. Humidity is sitting at 68%. We have winds out of the west at 15 miles per hour. Made it to 68 today, and you're sitting there thinking, well, when did that happen? I don't remember that. Hit it at 3:53 this morning. 47 was our low. We actually hit that at 8:53 this evening. 64 and 43 is where we should be for this time of year. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at the temperature trend over the next couple of days. So we're going to 48 tomorrow, back into the upper 40s, low 50s for Friday and Saturday. Remember Tuesday, we were at 77 degrees. Talk about a sharp drop. Now, here's how we get to that 48. We'll start the day off with temperatures in the upper 30s to low 40s by the 8 o'clock hour. We go to 46 by noon, 48 in the mid-afternoon hours. And then as we go into the 8 o'clock hour, we'll see that temperature right around 41, 42 degrees. We're going to keep that west to west-northwesterly wind in play. Radar scan showing a clean sweep across the area. This was a different story earlier in the day where we had that rain across the northern portion of the Cooley region. We had this cool front push its way through. That's what dropped the temperatures from highs in the 70s to highs in the 60s today to highs in the 40s and 50s for tomorrow. All right, when you wake up in the morning, temperatures in the 30s will greet you, mid-30s towards Eau Claire, 38 in Winona, 39 La Crosse, 38 in Decorah, 37 in Viroqua, 36 in Sparta, 36 in Volk Field. So here's Sky Tracker. Well, let's go ahead and help you plan your overnight hours going into your Thursday. We'll start the day off with a mix of sun and clouds. The clouds will start to pick up as we go into the afternoon and early evening hours. Now, this particular model here, I'm not buying it. Basically what's going on, I think there's going to be a little bit of flurry activity between Eau Claire and Black River Falls for your early Thursday morning. The big caveat to that is, when's that temperature going to get below freezing, and when's that going to push its way through? So some places could see some rain, some places could see a little bit of flurry activity. That's not out of the question. Highs tomorrow, there you go. 40s across the majority of the area, upper 40s, low 50s over towards Boscobel. So here's a look at the first alert forecast as we head into your evening and overnight hours. There you go, 39 degrees. We're going to keep a shower chance in the forecast, especially across the northern portion of the viewing area. I think the majority of us are going to stay mostly cloudy. Winds will be out of the west at around 5 to 10 miles per hour the next 8 days. There you go, 50 for Friday, 51 Saturday, and then we drop. Remember, Ken, when I said that temperature that we have right now is going to be the high end? It's going to be on Monday. There you go, 43 degrees. Some places may not even see that. Some places will see highs in the upper 30s. Look at your overnight low. We bottom out into the mid-20s. Some places could get into the upper teens. We go back into the 50s then for Wednesday and Thursday. So, yeah, bundle up.
Yeah, getting the heavy jacket out of the closet for sure.
Definitely.
Thanks, Eric.
You bet.
Coming up next in sports, Westby Volleyball has been on an absolute tear this fall. Their top athletes tell us what's made this dominant season possible. Plus, La Crescent Soccer braving the rain at Sutton Field for more section playoff action. Rob's highlights are next.
Thank you for watching News 8 Lacrosse. Here are tonight's winning Powerball numbers. News 8 Sports is brought to you by Mayo Clinic Health System. Whether you need routine care or treatment for a complex condition, Mayo Clinic Health System has convenient and safe options for the care you and your family need.
Do home improvement projects scare you? Materials, permits, disposal, installation. Where do you start? With over 27,000 successful projects, all with certified professional installers, your home improvement company can make it easy from beginning to end. Schedule your appointment with us in October and get 10% off your entire project. Enjoy interest rates as low as 2.99% or zero down, zero interest, and zero payments until 2024. Your home improvement company, where it's your home made better.
The weekend to-do list. It's a lot easier with the help of a John Deere 1 Series tractor. Attachments connect with ease, so you can knock out every task on your list. Whether you're moving earth, leveling a path, or mowing and mulching, one thing you're not doing is wrestling with the attachments. So you actually have time to enjoy your space and work on planning the next big project. John Deere 1 Series compact tractors. Versatile, easy, and affordable. Find yours at Tractor Central.
It's a John Deere day.
I'm Sheriff Jim Johnson.
I'm Sheriff Eric Severson.
We've got the real story on Mandela Barnes.
Barnes wants to defund our police, but he spent over $600 grand of your money on police protection for himself.
Barnes wants to eliminate bail for violent felons, and his administration has already released over 800 criminals, including 44 child rapists.
Take it from us.
Mandela Barnes policies are a threat to your family.
I'm Ron Johnson, and I approve this message.
News 8 Now and Dairyland Power Cooperative present Our Community Cares.
The Logan High School Fall Craft Show takes place on October 22nd from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Sponsored by the Logan Parents Organization, over 150 vendors and door prizes. Support local youth and the community at this year's Enchanted Forest event, Saturday, October 22nd at Riverside Park. Family-friendly, non-scary trick-or-treat.
For more information on these events, or if you'd like to submit an event, visit news8000.com. News 8 Now Sports is brought to you by Mayo Health System. Here's News 8 Now's Rob Schiff.
One word to sum up the Westby volleyball team up to this point is dominant. The squad has been on an absolute mission. It's been a season to remember for the Norsemen, and it's not over yet. Just one game remains on the schedule in what's been a nearly perfect season for Westby. The girls only loss coming back in August, but the Norsemen have handled every challenge that's come their way, especially in the Cooley Conference, a perfect 11-0 in conference play for the Norsemen, and their play stems from the way they practice. Third-year head coach Irene Kwame says because of her team's success this season, her girls have to be at their very best every time they step on the court.
We always talk about we have that target on our back, but we try to keep going. And that's our motto, is just to keep going and focusing on the game at hand, and that next game is our biggest game. We don't really look at who that opponent is because we know we have a target on our back because of our record, because of how well we're playing. Every team wants to take us down.
We were pretty strong last year also, but this year's just been different, like better connection, our passing's better, we're just better overall, I think.
Everything's been clicking, though, so far for Westby this season. A lot of that has to do with the players' connection to one another. They've been friends for a while now, and those strong bonds off the court have led to some pretty good volleyball on it.
I think we've just known each other for so long, and we've been playing together for so long. We've been playing since middle school, most of us, and we've just had that bond that a lot of other teams might not have. So I think just we're such great friends outside of the court or outside the gym that it just comes to the court.
I think we've gotten that success through our communication, our teamwork, and we've really focused on leaving the past, our past mistakes in the past, move forward, and I think that's really helped us.
And the Norsemen will see if they can complete that perfect conference schedule tomorrow night against Luther as the regular season wraps up. Westby will be headed to the playoffs starting next week. It's playoff time for Minnesota boys soccer, and the road towards a state championship begins tonight for La Crescent Hoka. Let's hit the pitch. Section 1A tournament kicking off tonight. The 3-seeded Lancers hosting number 6 Dover Iota. Pick it up in the first half. Nice pass ahead to Mitchell Reining. The sophomore is going to have a good look, but a good save here keeps this one scoreless. Rain started coming down. I headed upstairs. Cooper Johnson keeps the Eagles off the board here. Still no score in this one, but that's going to change. Here come the Lancers. Wyatt Farrell gets the separation he needs, finds the back of the net with this shot. La Crescent's on the board. Lancers grab a 1-0 lead. Second half now, same score until Brady Grupa does this. The junior finds the twine with this rocket. That deserves a gritty. Grupa makes it 2-0. La Crescent and the Lancers are moving on. They hang on for the win, 2-1, the final over Dover Iota. Another match, another win for the UWL soccer team. The Eagles with the dominant 5-0 victory over Luther College tonight. That's the 8th shutout win this season for lacrosse. The Eagles improved to 12-1-1 on the year. They're currently ranked 17th on the United Soccer Coaches Top 25 poll. Eagles are back in action Saturday to host UW Stout. And the V-Hawks remain red hot. The Viterbo women's volleyball team with their 5th straight win tonight. V-Hawks taking down Waldorf at home in 3 sets. A team-high 13 kills for Grace Rohde. Hawks are back at home on Friday to take on St. Francis of Illinois. A lot of success tonight.
What an embarrassment of riches in the Coulee
Right?
region. Everybody's on a tear, it seems like.
Unbelievable. Going back to Westby, an incredible season. They were awesome to talk to. You can just tell they love playing with one another. I was there for about an hour.
Yeah.
Smiles, but they're focused. They know that they can do big things. The season's almost over, the regular season. Still got the playoffs to do. So
It's a good balance to strike because they know how special this season is and the success that they've had, but they're still locked in.
Absolutely. Yep. And every game, like last week, I mean, West Salem took them to the brink. They were on the verge. I mean, they had a game point, but 5 straight points. It kept them undefeated in conference, and now it's. I mean, they can do anything in this playoff. So we'll see how they go.
No quit. Fingers crossed for them.
Can't wait.
We'll be right back after this.
When Kenosha burned, Tony Evers fanned the flames.
He blamed police. When we needed help, he refused. For days.
I know.
Because we were there.
Evers puts politics over our lives.
Over your lives.
That's why we support Tim Michaels.
As a veteran, Tim Michaels won't abandon us.
Tim Michaels will have our back.
And stand strong against violent crime.
We're with Tim.
Tune in Fridays at noon for Financial Fridays with WNB Financial in Holman. Learn about important topics in banking and finance from a local team that's focused on service, solutions, and community. WNB Financial, more than a bank. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
night owls. When darkness falls, our stunning style takes flight as we soar over city streets. And our fuel economy is ever so wise. This ride's a hoot. Trust us, Toyota sedans.
Get 2.49% APR for 48 months on a new Toyota Corolla, Camry, RAV4, Highlander, or Tacoma. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
January 6th, Derek Van Orden and an angry mob march on the Capitol.
The Capitol, that's where we're headed to right now.
Break through police barricades.
Derek Van Orden, he and a bunch of his frogman buddies are on the wall.
And break the law.
Since January 6th, Derek Van Orden has lied about where he was.
And deleted an online post to hide what he did.
Liar, lawbreaker.
Don't vote for Derek Van Orden.
Center Forward Committee is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Says here, United Healthcare has America's most chosen Medicare plans and local Medicare plan experts.
They'll even find you a plan with good dental coverage.
How do you know?
Maggie, my local Medicare plan expert. She helped me find the right plan.
With benefits including prescription drug, vision, and dental coverage, our Wisconsin team is ready to help you find a Medicare plan that meets your needs and budget.
Talk to a local Medicare plan expert today at 1-888-SHOP-UHC.
Thank you for watching News 8 Now. Expect more.
Hundreds of students and their families turned out for the 7th annual Fields of Faith event in Nonalaska this evening. The event brought a big turnout from local schools and churches. Now, the main goal here, create a neutral place where students can pray and be together. Onalaska students say that they love being able to share their faith and have some fun with each other.
I personally love talking about my faith and being able to share that with people. So doing this is just a great opportunity to also meet kids from other schools and be able to share that with them as well.
This year, over 300 organizations nationwide got to participate in the Fields of Faith. We'll be right back to wrap things up.
Connect with us on Twitter at News8News. Or you can always find us at news8000.com.
Punishing inflation, retirement savings evaporating, home values crashing, and Mandela Barnes is oblivious. Barnes just supported a massive tax increase on middle-class families and an army of IRS agents to go get every penny. Barnes also supported Biden's student loan forgiveness plan that cost every taxpayer $2,000. $2,000 less to survive on. Can you afford Mandela Barnes? Wisconsin Truth Pack is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Why shop the Habitat Restore? We offer new and used building materials, furniture, appliances, home decor, and more at 50 to 70% off retail pricing. New items arrive daily, so it's never the same store twice. Find us on Facebook to catch sneak peeks of products throughout the week. Feel good knowing your purchase helps build and repair homes in our community, as 100% of profits stay local and support Habitat's mission. Open Wednesday through Saturday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. off Highway 16 past Woodman's.
Why are we the clear choice for new windows?
A 5-star customer experience. Our exclusive Weather Guardian installation system ensures your windows are weather tight. Windows installed by factory trained employees, not subcontractors. Windows that are 1,500% more airtight than industry standards. Foam filled frames and sashes. The most efficient triple pane glass in the industry.
For a limited time, receive 24 months interest-free financing.
You protected our rights, preserved our freedom. You may have even risked your life for us. Now, it's our turn to fight for you. Your local Wisconsin emergency, energy, and housing assistance providers and the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund reward the service of our veterans with rental and energy support in their time of crisis. Apply today to get the fresh start you've earned.
There's no other place where my story is possible. My mom was a teacher. My dad worked third shift. It was our ticket to the middle class. That's the promise of America I'll fight to protect. While others send our jobs overseas, I'll bring manufacturing back, invest in our own workers, and stock our shelves with American products. And with a middle class tax cut, you'll be able to keep more of what you earn. I know the promise of America, and no one will fight harder to protect it. I'm Mandela Barnes, and I approve this message.
All right, here's a look at your forecast for tomorrow. We'll start the day off with temperatures in the upper 30s to low 40s. Winds gust out of the west-northwest. We're only going to 48 degrees for tomorrow, folks, so definitely bundle up as you head out the door.
Gotta get a nice-looking jacket like you got back there.
That's right.
All right, thanks, Eric, and thank you so much for joining us tonight. We'll see you tomorrow.